Hi, everybody. Now we're
Hey!
live, Dana.
Yay! And it's still 6 o'clock. I mean, it wasn't
Yes.
like just turned 6 o'clock, but it is still 6 o'clock. So you're not late, Sarah. We were just
Does
like,
it
there's like some leeway.
does it count? I mean, it's not late until it clicks over to 6:01.
It's not late, but you're like, you're taking chances, man.
You're playing with fire.
I know.
Uh, so, hello everybody. Glad you could join us once again. We're at least
Woohoo!
as far as the Deep Space Nine half of the show, we have once again reached an important milestone episode. As the episode we're going to watch tonight is the first part of the two-part season 3 premiere, and it is also the introduction of quite possibly my favorite Star Trek ship,
Wait.
the
Wait,
Defiant.
possibly?
It's
I
my
mean, because you
favorite.
had said,
It's
okay,
it's
there
my
you
favorite.
well, I didn't know. I mean, there's so much new Star Trek going around now that I was just like, wait, did something happen and you didn't tell me about this?
There are other very, very good contenders, both of which are just versions of the Enterprise. I also really, really like the movie version of the Enterprise that we first see in Star Trek: The Motion Picture, like the Captain Kirk movie version of the Enterprise. I love that ship, and I also love the version of the Enterprise that we see in Star Trek Discovery, and that we're also going to see now in a couple of weeks in Star Trek Strange New Worlds when that show begins, which is basically like kind of a visual effects upgraded version of the original Captain Kirk Enterprise, but it just looks so good. But I will say, and this is the clue here. I don't have a little model of those Enterprises, but I do have a little model of the Defiant. So
Okay, well, we'll definitely have to talk about that.
that's my favorite ship. But we will see it in all of its glory on the actual show here in a few minutes. But first, while I put my model back where it belongs, why don't you tell us how your day's going and how you're doing today, Dana?
I'm doing pretty good. Go put your model back,
I'm
genius.
doing it.
Well, you weren't. So today's been pretty good. Tomorrow I have a couple of checkups, so I'm off from school. So I made sure I was able to make sure I didn't have to stay super late to get my sub plans, finished up and turned in. So that's all taken care of. I do need to mail those in the morning, but everything is set up and ready to go. On Google Classroom, our learning management system, the assignments are scheduled, so they will go live. The class website has already been updated. I have a lesson video that is going to go live tomorrow. I've already got the closed captions in, and the lesson plans are printed out and they're on my desk along with my seating charts and the pass log and the pass. Yeah, I think everything's good.
It sounds like you're in good shape.
Yep. It's always a little bit nerve-wracking. I mean, even after, well over a decade going on 2, when I'm out, I'm like, okay, did I? There's like a lot of little things, and there's so many ways. There are so many ways you can screw it up.
Those are the best things. When there's so many ways to screw it up. I mean, I'm being sarcastic, of course.
Yeah, the best in the sense of not exactly. The best.
Not.
So. Oh wow. Yeah, I think that's so I'll be interested to find out from people why they because a lot of people seem to agree with you. The Defiant is now. Sarah Scott said that it was her favorite in chat. She said that it was her favorite Starfleet ship. But you said it's your favorite Star Trek ship, which makes me think that she has some favorite Star Trek ships that are not Starfleet.
Yeah, ships. Which I know. I mean, and I think a lot of that just sort of speaks to the fact that my Star Trek fandom is such that I just care way, way less about pretty much everything that's not Starfleet or the Federation. It's not that I don't have any interest in like Klingons or the other aliens, but like I'm not really here for that. you know, so I don't have any strong opinions. Like, I think the Romulan warbirds that they introduced in TNG, the big green ones, look kind of cool.
The ones
But
that
I mean,
do they do this?
yeah, and they're like they have like it's kind of like an
They look like
open
birds.
section on them. Yeah, and I mean
They're
they're
like
cool.
fan birds.
Yeah, they're
Hmm.
cool. And the Klingon bird of prey is cool. You know, it's a cool looking ship. But like when it comes to favorites, it's Starfleet ships, and it's most, like I said, it's mostly the Defiant and variations on the Enterprise.
Well, tell you what,
Um,
Steve, you tell everybody how your day has been
okay.
because I've got tea and I set it to steep and I need to go grab it because I looked, I'm like, my tea is not there. So it is over steeping as we speak. So I'm gonna go get it.
Okay,
I'll be right
go get
back,
it.
folks.
And yes, Azalea
World
Jane
building is
says,
not pointless, Black Cover 95.
well, it can be, and it often is, but that's a completely different discussion. But yeah, Azalea says you say you like the Discovery a lot. I like the Discovery too, actually. I wasn't necessarily in love with it when the show started, but I like it. I like it a lot, and I especially really like. I mean, the exterior of it is cool, but I really like the interior. I think the interiors of Discovery are some of my favorites of any Star Trek stuff. It's not exactly my preferred aesthetic. I think my favorite interiors for Star Trek ships are in Star Trek 2 and Star Trek 6, and then and also Star Trek Enterprise, because they feel like real ships. Like the corridors are narrower. You see like the pipes and the line sort of running along the ceiling. It looks very sort of mechanical and functional and utilitarian, and it's like an actual ship. And I really really like that aesthetic. And the Discovery isn't like that at all, but it's really really well designed. And I like it a lot. So yeah. Um, and yeah, Chris Kringle, yeah, the interior of the new Stargazer is pretty good too. Um, but yeah, we've been talking about ships, and I haven't even talked about how my day has gone.
That's so much
Although
more interesting.
although
Nerd.
right although right before you left, I did disagree with you. I do think world building can be pointless, and it often is. But
And that's what Black Cover 95 says.
yeah,
There
but not
is, and
always.
I absolutely agree.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
world building isn't inherently pointless.
The best world building is world building that is done incidentally through the telling of a story.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Well, I mean,
not when you just
the
stop
best
what.
world building included in the story, because
Yeah.
as as you're to make sure that your story makes sense, it can be helpful to do some world building on your own.
Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. I consider
Sometimes
that
that's just
like,
sometimes it's
well,
just
that's
fun.
the, yeah, I think I was I think Jason and I were talking about this because we've gotten to have a weekly ritual where he will call me the day after the new Picard episode drops, and we'll commiserate because unfortunately neither one of us are enjoying the show this year, and so we'll just kind of do like a
But at
post-mortem
least you
of.
agree.
Yeah, we'll do like a post-mortem of the episode. And of course, this past week, the thing I was complaining about the most was that there's a scene where it's the scene of Guinan explaining the history of her magic Q summoning bottle, uh, which is fine. I have no problem with there being a magic Q summoning bottle. It's just exactly the kind of weird, wacky detail that Star Trek throws in every once in a while that I think is great. But the problem was she also
A
had to
scene in
give.
which she talks about it.
Well, she had to give Picard and us a completely unnecessary little mini lesson on the history of relations between her species and the Q. And it's like, why? Who gives a shit? None of this is important. Just, do the thing that you need to do to advance the story. This is dumb, pointless world building for the sake of it, just to satisfy some nerds,
To advance the plot.
to
It's
just
not the
to
same
advance the
story.
plot, just to satisfy some nerds who have been wondering since season 2 of TNG why Q and Guinan seemed to know each other, right? And now, of course, it's like, aha,
It's told through
there's
expository dialogue.
yeah,
Yay.
it's so that kind of world building. But yeah, I mean, world building as in you add stuff to like a writer's Bible, you know, or if you're an actor and you do a little, you create like a backstory for your character so that you understand why your character
Why
does
they do the
certain
things
things.
they do in certain
Yeah,
ways. Yeah.
yeah, do whatever you need to do. Just keep it off screen unless it's important to the story that you're telling, you know? But anyway, yes, my day's been very good. My new Star Trek video went up this morning. It's a commission video, commissioned by Yellow Cab Query. It's about whether or not the Federation in Star Trek is vegan, and I think it turned out pretty good, and people seem to like it. And it has a really good joke in there about how coffee is made from dinosaur semen, and someone left a comment and said, did you have like a bet with somebody to see if you could work the phrase dinosaur semen into a Star Trek video? And I was like, no.
I just did it because I wanted to.
I just wrote a really great joke that happens to include the phrase dinosaur semen. And I also finished writing the next best Superman ever video. Actually, I finished writing that late last night, but I kind of tweaked it a little bit today and did a little bit of sort of side work on it to get ready to shoot that video. And that'll be fun because it will be about the original Superman as drawn and written by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster. So that'll be next.
You have told me about this, and it's going to be.
Oh yes.
Oh my goodness.
Part of it is a summary of one of the first Superman stories that is absolutely bonkers and is just wonderful. So, but yeah.
David C. Drake, that is a very, very low bar. I don't think it's as you were not expressing the level of disdain that you did for Titans.
No, it's not as, I mean, it hasn't, it's difficult to describe. Picard at the very least is bad in an interesting way. Not in a way that makes the show more interesting to watch, but in a way that is interesting to talk about, because it's bad in a way that I've never quite seen to this degree in a show that actually got made by like professional people. You know what I mean? It's like, how could it be this bad in this way and still be the product of professional, talented people? That's the thing about Picard this season. That's why I say that it's bafflingly bad. It's like, how is this possible? How did all of the fail safes not catch this? And this somehow made it into production and made it on screen. Whereas Titans is just brutal to sit through. Like, it's just, you know.
Black Cover 95, short answer, no. If you
we can't make Jason do anything.
We can't make Jason do that. And more significantly, it's his show, not ours, for one thing. And additionally, like, so he's got creative control, and we are there at his grace.
Yes.
So what I would suggest is see if you could commission that from him.
Yeah.
If you're a patron, you get some, I don't know, leeway or begging. Your begging is more likely to be taken seriously because you're paid.
And to be fair to Dana and I, since we introduced the conceit of skipping episodes, so now one of our episodes no longer, like, we basically do the Ensign's Log now the way we've been doing Deep Space Nine on Trek Reluctantly, where we'll skip some episodes so that the next episode, the following episode of TNG might not necessarily be the setting of our following episode of the Ensign's Log.
Right.
So because we did one season of the Ensign's Log, just our fourth season of the Ensign's Log covered seasons 1 and 2 of TNG. So, it's not like a 1-per-1 thing anymore.
Right.
And usually Dana and I don't even know what
we don't know, like,
of TNG.
Until we're doing the podcast.
Jason tells us the way it works is we have a quick little 5 to 10 minute creative meeting before we start recording, where Jason tells us what we need to know.
Creative meeting. That sounds so professional.
Well, and we shoot the shit for a little while before that usually, but when we get down to time to start the show, we have Jason tells us what episode is going to be sort of either will have just happened or is going to be happening in the background or whatever of our show. and goes through the major plot beats that we need to hit as we record. And that's it. So like, we don't know what the next, what the relevant TNG episode will be until we start recording now. So
we are
we don't
allowed
even
to
know.
ask questions about that episode. And I often do.
Of course.
In fact, I almost always do, because I have no idea. Sometimes I'll be like, oh, wait, I saw that episode, I think. Yeah, I know this one. Wait, who are the characters?
Exactly. 255 AD, I didn't forget about you. I was going to answer your questions, and we just kind of got sidetracked with the episode guide thing. But yeah, so 255 AD asked, do you think real meat should be made illegal if we ever get something like replicated meat? I don't know if I would say should, but I mean, if replicated meat, if it was like a Star Trek situation where it was basically free to everybody, like it was just as healthy and nutritious, if not more so, than, you know, quote unquote,
and
real
freely
meat
available.
and freely available. I don't see, at that point, I don't see why butchering animals for food would be necessary or why we would need to allow it, you know? So I would be completely fine with outlawing it at that point, you know, as long as there is an alternative that's just as good and freely available. What reason is there after that for continuing to butcher animals for meat? If you can get meat from the magic food hole, like that to me should satisfy everybody. You know? But then you also asked, or you said there's a vegan streamer I'm a fan of who's against even replicated meat because they think it normalizes eating flesh at all, which they view as obscene. Thoughts on that argument? I think that's a little precious.
Well, also, you don't care about obscenity.
Well, I don't, but I mean, I get the idea. But like, honestly, if we get to the point, as I think we probably will in my lifetime, where there is lab grown meat that is, if not indistinguishable from the real thing, at least very close in terms of consistency and quality and flavor and stuff. I personally, as a vegetarian, and granted, I'm a vegetarian, not a vegan, but I feel like I at least have some grasp on the philosophical underpinnings of veganism. I don't really see what the problem would be with that. I mean, if the basis of your philosophy is that you don't want to take part in the exploitation or the suffering of animals, and there's a form of meat that can be produced without that, what's the problem? You know? And as far as normalizing it, I mean, if it's available, how does that normalize eating the flesh of living animals? If there is a source of it that doesn't require the killing of living animals, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't really buy that argument.
It sounds like they just think that flesh is weird to eat.
Yeah, which sounds, and if that's the case, then that's just like a matter of taste, you know, which is fine. But I wouldn't be judgmental about other people over it. I mean, if somebody else wanted to, you know, make themselves a steak from the magic food hole, and it was just made from replicated matter.
If it grosses you out, you know, very much like profanity. If it grosses somebody out, I wouldn't necessarily want to do it around them.
Well, sure, yeah, but
that's
I mean,
that's just a matter of courtesy.
Yeah, but again, it would be, it's like a matter of taste. You know, I mean, I don't think there's anything, you know, I feel like that kind of meat that is, you know, grown in a lab or in Star Trek, you know, produced through transporter-like technology that just, you know, puts matter together in a particular pattern and makes a steak or a hamburger or a chicken sandwich or whatever. I think that should be completely compatible with veganism because you're not harming an animal to make it.
Right. And that's the point that I want to make to 255's last point, is that's not analogous. If anything, it would be like having sex with a corpse in the holodeck. Because rape is about, you know, power over another being who is alive. Whereas eating replicated meat, it was never alive. Like that would, you know, the analogy there, the act of harming another sentient being is more like, you know, hunting and killing animals on the holodeck. That would be a clearer parallel.
Yeah. And you're not like, you're not eating a replicated steak as a substitute for killing an animal. You're eating, I mean, that may be practically what it is, but you're not doing
it so that the animal so that you can pretend an animal died.
Right. You're doing it because you want
doing
a
it because
steak.
it tastes good.
Exactly. You want the food. You're not exactly. So I agree with you. I don't think that's I don't think that's quite analogous.
And then also the thing about creatures that we're essentially symbiotic with, or creatures that depend on humans for survival. I don't have any problem with continued. I don't have any problem with continuing those relationships.
Right.
But at the same time, I also don't have any problem with letting a species die out. If we can. I mean, that's something that happens with or without humans. Sometimes that happens.
Sure.
And
that's
that's a larger scale of the whole circle of life thing is that sometimes things. I mean, change is a part of existence.
Absolutely.
The
Scotch Trekker says it promotes the continuation of eating meat because why not call it something different if it is something different? Well, I see. I think if we ever get to a point in real life where lab grown meat or some equivalent of that, some version of meat that does not require the killing of an animal to produce, is cheap and high quality and readily available to people who want it. At that point, I feel like you've kind of changed the definition of meat. I mean, you can still call it meat. It just
because that's what it tastes like.
Because that's what it tastes like, and it serves the exact same function as the kind that we got from animals. It just comes from a different source. So I don't see why you would have to call it something different. You've just replaced what used to be meat with this.
Yep.
So, shall we get ready to watch the episode?
Real quick, there's an easy question to answer. Black Cover 95 asked if we were both 6'1". We are. We are both 6'1", and so is Jason.
Yes.
I had not realized that we're all exactly, because we were talking about the picture for the Ensign's log.
That's right. Yeah, Jason made a new graphic for the Ensign's log featuring all three of our main characters, and he made Dana's character taller than the other two of us, and we started talking about how tall we actually are, and we're all the exact same height.
So Andrew, Steve's a vegetarian and I'm not. I'm just like, I'm more of a, it's all dead organic matter. That's what it is. David Snyder, I would think that I would disagree with that. Definitely, sustainably grown produce is certainly preferable to, farming in a way that, makes land, that denudes the land. I mean,
Yeah.
She's teeny. she's like a little fun-sized candy bar.
I like Andrew's hashtag there, pocket physicist. That's adorable.
I think my pizza tonight has meat on it, but I'm not sure. I can see here we go, pizza. I can see spinach and mushrooms and black olives, and I think that is sausage, but I'm not entirely certain. There's a whole bunch of but that's look at all that cheese.
It looks delicious. Black Cover 95, you should have known better. You say, I always assumed y'all were 5 foot something, but you can see how full of life we are and how vivacious we are. And
clearly
you should know that we have to be tall because short people got no reason to live. No offense, Sarah, but I mean, the song says what the song says, so sorry, but yeah.
No additional offense intended, Sarah.
It's nothing personal. I didn't write it. It's nothing personal.
Well, not just that. We understand that it is offensive to be short. It's okay.
They got grubby little fingers, dirty little minds. They're going to get you every time. Although he does also say, don't want no short people around here. And I part company with him at that point. I don't mind having short people around.
Absolutely. You need the armrest.
You do. And, you know, if you see something on the floor and you're like, you know, hey, is that a penny? They can see better than you can because, you know, they're closer.
Well, it also depends. I mean, I am nearsighted as heck. So, was it Caitlin? Who said, yeah. Nope. Who was talking about the eating stuff? I missed it and it went away. And where did it go?
255 AD asked, do you believe Papa John's uses real meat? I mean, I never order from Papa John's, so it makes no difference to me. But I mean, I assume there's real meat-like product in there somewhere. It depends. The question is, what percentage of the meat is made of meat?
I don't care.
Like
this is Papa John's, because it's good.
Yeah. It's like the Impossible Whopper at Burger King is so much like the original Whopper. I suspect the original Whopper just never had any meat in it to begin with. Which I am perfectly fine with, by the way.
Andrew, see, here's the thing. Your mom says, I don't like seeing that it was alive. Like, spinach was alive.
Yeah.
Mushrooms were alive. You know, it's not alive just because it's a plant. In fact, arguably, unless it's been cooked, the spinach I had earlier, I had a salad with
still alive.
That spinach was still alive when I ate it.
It was still alive.
So I'm like, you know, tearing it apart while it's living with my face bones are tearing it apart while it's alive. I'm tearing it apart with my face bones.
One last question from Chis Kringle, and then we'll start the episode. Here's my question. Why don't we see people replicating narcotics? Synthahol, what about synthamphetamine or synthebus? I mean, those things may well exist. We've just never seen them in Star Trek stories. You know? I mean, especially like synthebus, like with the continuing normalization of cannabis use in society, I wouldn't be surprised to see something like that in Star Trek at some point, you know, like, and have a character who uses something like that instead of having a drink to unwind after work, just like an incidental thing that a character does. I wouldn't surprise me. Haven't seen it yet, but you know, it's a made up fantasy world. If some writer decides to introduce that, then there it is, you know?
There you go. Andrew, here's the thing. That was like the opposite of my point. I am reminding your mom, who is probably not watching this, that spinach and other plants, when you eat them, are often still alive. And they were still alive. I you know, there's no ribs to remind her. I'm just saying my words can remind her.
So, shall we watch the episode?
I think Wingdorf has a good question. Do plants feel pain? And yeah, I think, you know, that's why I hesitated and thought about words, you know, about, you know, creatures being sentient, not sapient. Anyway, yeah, let's watch the episode.
Broccoli screams when you eat it. Or maybe that's just me. Maybe only I can hear it.
You scream when you eat broccoli?
I don't know, but the broccoli screams.
Well, I mean, you said broccoli screams when you eat it, and then you said, well, you know, for me. I was like, okay, maybe you scream.
No, I'm not screaming. The broccoli's screaming.
But broccoli is okay.
And crying, and it's obviously in a lot of pain, but it doesn't stop me. It never has. In fact, I kind of enjoy it. Anyway, let's watch the episode. So we're watching episode 1, season 3 of Deep Space Nine. It is The Search, part 1. And if you're watching on Netflix or on Paramount Plus, I'll be watching on Netflix, but I checked Paramount Plus just to be sure. There is a recap at the beginning of what happened at the end of last season. So we're going to watch the recap just so that everybody's sort of on the same page. So if you have a skip recap button, don't press it. And we're going to start, as always, we're going to start at 0. So are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Here we go.
It was.
What, you can't maintain a state of readiness for longer than a second?
No,
okay, here we go.
Steve.
I will count us in from 3 and we will watch The Search part 1 in 3, 2, 1, play.
Now, I'm very curious, Precambrian Lullaby. You say there were issues, and I'm very curious what the issues were. Oh, they're being violated. Is a top priority, not the top priority, but it's among
A top
them.
priority.
You know. Ah! Ah!
Captain Skeletor, no!
Oh no!
I'll get you, Jem'Hadar.
Like before.
Yeah, sorry, Radical Bacon. There was an issue with the time code, but I fixed it.
Yay! Oh, now that's interesting.
What?
They didn't say the conclusion. They said
because this is a two-parter, so it doesn't conclude. It merely continues. We all die.
Only if you care about people. The hell is going on with her hair?
She's trying something new. She's trying something new.
The console is beeping dramatically. Not just beeping. Beeping
oh, yeah. Prepare to kill it with fire.
It's taller.
Yes.
Madman, that's a great way of putting it. The simple ponytail? Wait, that's not a wait. No, that's not a simple ponytail. Is not tall. It's a simple ponytail. Like, you just pull it back and it's off the face.
She does adopt something more like a simple ponytail a bit later in this season.
Oh, maybe that's it. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see it. The simple ponytail later suits her
Yeah.
character more. This is very
And
elaborate.
actually, it looks a little weird because, like, I mean, her hair now looks unusual because you're used to seeing it in a different style. But then when she switches from this to more of a straightforward ponytail, it also looks a little weird because her ponytail in the first two seasons, like, it was higher on the top.
Yeah, it was
front,
a little bit higher and almost like a French twisted braid.
Yeah, yeah. So it's
but this is just like it's really high. She got some serious poof there.
She bumped it.
I figured that out, Caitlin. Thank you. I figured it out before I saw your explanation.
Yes, Pedro, this is season 3. This is the first episode of season 3. Well, but Sarah, by that logic, surely they're a federation, not the Federation, you know? Now, the Klingon Empire makes more sense because that's specific. There's probably only one of those.
Yeah, once you got empires, like there's...
Yeah, you know.
Thump, 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 thump.
I always liked how the Defiant docks with the station. The front of it just plugs right in.
Didn't believe in having warships. But it's like, oh,
there's no such
warship.
There's no such thing as a warship. I've never even seen one.
That's like Santa Claus.
Warship. Oh, a ship built just for fighting. Yeah, right.
Should we choose to accept it? I'm not digging the turtleneck. I'm not digging the under turtlenecks. I don't like those. And they're purple too. I feel like I should like them. I feel disloyal.
It's purple. I must like it, mustn't I?
I should like it. I don't. No, Sarah, it's not my uniform. And I kind of feel like my color betrayed me.
Unfortunately, nobody's going to like me. Hi. I'm sorry about my upsetting hairline.
I'm here to make friends. Weren't you listening?
He just said that, Odo. Okay, cue up another Odo tantrum.
Oh. Then you're not in charge of those.
I just said that. Why isn't anybody listening to me? Honey, Odo.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, Chris, absolutely. Odo's hairline is
Oh,
on
no, you
point, as
didn't.
always.
No, you didn't.
You solids and your civil rights. Ugh. Well, actually, that is exactly it, Odo.
Oh, really? Do we find that out later?
Well, I mean, come on.
Oh, yeah. What's the actor's name? I had a thought about that. Like,
Which actor?
Odo's.
Oh, Rene Auberjonois.
Yeah. Did I tell you about his name? Have I talked about that?
I think you mentioned it, but I forget what you said. Yeah, what were you? Yeah.
Isn't his last name, doesn't that mean eggplantish?
Eggplantish.
Yeah. Auberjonois.
Yeah, you're right. Yes.
Like,
yes,
it's an auberginish.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
So do you think when he would, cook dinner at home, his signature dish was auberginois stew?
No, aubergine stew.
I know, but if he made it, it would be auberginois stew. See?
Oh, well, I was just figuring there was stew that had aubergine in it.
Oh.
See, yeah.
It's a 2,000-year-old Yoruba mask, and you just dropped it in a crate? Yeah, Azalea, that's right. Rene Auberjonois is in MASH. He's the original Father Mulcahy, I believe.
That collar is not.
You're finding these slightly different uniforms very upsetting. I'm noticing.
No, not the uniform one. The kid, Jake's.
Oh God, Jake's wardrobe is a nightmare for like the first half of the series. Yeah.
So, like, do you think that's just, were they saying that, like, those crazy kids, no matter what century it is, kids' fashions are just like.
I mean, I think the fact that he's a kid doesn't make it any better, but I think Star Trek shows have had a long history of having no idea how to dress civilians. Like, they're great at designing uniforms, but when it comes to street clothes in the future, they're like, I don't know, whatever. Yeah, Winged Worm, so did I. I remember when Deep Space Nine started in '93. That was his previous big role was in Benson as Clayton Endicott III.
Well, 255 AD. I'm telling you, that happens friggin' overnight.
Yeah, literally. And things like that are why, the advice of the Mystery Science Theater theme song is always so useful. Just repeat to yourself, it's just a show. I should really just relax. Yeah, Pedro, civilian clothes.
My jammies don't fit.
Civilian clothes got a lot better in Discovery when they just started to dress people like people. That's kind of how they handled it in Babylon 5 too. They didn't try to design future clothes. They just let him wear clothes.
I don't like this one as much, but I've liked most of Nog's clothes.
Yeah, well, the Ferengi are all pretty. The Ferengi are all pretty snappy dressers. I think Quark is probably the best dressed character on the entire show. Like for the entirety of the 7-year run, Quark always looks sharp.
He is a dapper fellow.
He is. Yeah, Caitlin, now that you mentioned it, the civilian clothes in The Search for Spock were pretty good. Yeah. And The Voyage Home, I agree. But those would be exceptions.
And Azalea, I'm with you on Wesley sweaters. I don't know why people are so down on them.
Oh, they're not nearly as bad as the shit they had him in starting in season 2, that gray uniform with the pants that didn't close in the back. I would much rather dress him in
Do they
sweaters than
gap?
that shit. Yeah, at the top. It's like they tie together in the top in the back, but they're open. Like they're like that. It's bizarre.
No. I thought it was like a yoke. Like there's a
No, there it's like an open V kind of thing. Like it's supposed to close, but it's not closed. And plus they're just it's yeah. It's maybe the worst costume any regular Star Trek character has ever had to wear. Yeah, 255 AD, that's a lot better. I much prefer that. I love this part. Like, it's not even Cisco's staff, but he's like, come on, Quark, show the proper respect. I think I'd be a good Grand Nagus. Maybe I should put in for the job.
chew, 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 chew. Yes, but Dramadork, I mean.
Yeah, his PJs are his party clothes, baby.
I'm just saying, party in PJs. It sounds great to me. Hmm.
255 AD, he's definitely throwing a temper tantrum. He's throwing the same temper tantrum he threw in season 1 when Lieutenant Primmon came on board.
Steve.
Yeah.
Don't wake it. Don't wake it.
Exactly.
Who's Ellie? Is that one of the actors?
I'm not sure who Ellie is. Yeah. Odo is always at his birthday suit. Yeah, because his clothes are made of his body.
Whoop.
Curzon always thought it was hilarious that you thought you'd get promoted.
Admiral does not every admiral has to be behind a desk.
That's right. Admiral Kirk was, I mean, Kirk was an admiral for like the first 4 Star Trek movies.
Oh, Andrew. Oh, Andrew. Oh.
Trekkies are too smart to buy NFTs, perhaps, but the people who run Star Trek aren't necessarily too smart to try and sell them. Hey, Jason, thanks for becoming a member just now. I appreciate it. And yes, Cisco is a boss, literally and figuratively. I want to come too. Please, please, can I come, please?
Matthew
250
Hearn, that would give it that would be an English suffix.
auberginesque. 255 AD, yeah, you would think so, but then again, this episode was written in the mid 90s, and we had no idea how fast the internet was going to get back then.
I mean, and also it could be a very big database.
Rich, my theory is I have no idea, and at this point, I really don't care.
Poor Steve. Poor
I
Jason.
don't. Whatever it turns out to be, I have no doubt it will not be worth the wait. I mean, I hope I'm wrong. I would love for it to surprise me and have it be revealed as something, and I'm
be
like,
good.
oh wow, that's amazing. But I really am not holding my breath for that after how this season has gone so far. Sarah, yes, we did. We used dial up, and the computer made a funny noise. The computer had to call a phone number to get online. Oh, Scotch Trekker, thank you for becoming a member.
Over Quark.
Chris, that's hilarious and perfect. Star Trek NFT ad played right before Sean immediately giving it a down. That's hilarious. Same as yours. I'm a member of the main cast.
Caitlin, Sarah's a baby. Is that why you're so short, Sarah? Have you not yet attained your majority?
She hasn't finished growing yet.
She's still awaiting the change.
Indeed.
Steve, did you ever watch Hackers?
No, I never saw that.
No. We might have to add that to the list. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
They got so excited about 56K.
Oh boy. Well, so did I at the time. I mean, I was like, no, that's a lot faster than the one I have now. 255 AD, what happens is the air from the room you're standing in rushes into the room with no life support. It's a concentration gradient. The room with all the air goes into the room with no air. Okay, well, I hope we don't all get killed.
Walking down the street.
We get the funniest looks from the
Everyone
Jemadar
we don't
meet.
see. Wait.
255 AD, yes, but they had to contrive a reason why Odo and Quark had to share a room. So there you go.
Dun dun dun. I hope they don't bump us. Radical make it. Oh, bots are slow. You can't see me. You can't see me.
It's the John Cena device. Rich, I think that would help.
Snake cat, yes.
I think that would help, but I don't think that would solve all the problems. But yes, ending and beginning the episodes at rational points would definitely be an improvement.
Oh, do you have an ad?
No, do you have an ad?
No.
I was going to say, aren't you watching it on Netflix? Well, I mean, depending on how deep into the weeds we want to get, nothing has any quote unquote real value, only the value we assign to it. Quark is selling other people's shit.
I don't know, Viticus. I think he might raise his nose even further.
Well, because she
I
has
appreciate the attempt. I appreciate the attempt, but it is rather paltry.
Maybe he wouldn't like it because
rather paltry.
he wouldn't like it because he would consider it a masculine hairstyle.
And what of that?
Well, maybe he likes, he likes the ladies and he doesn't like to see the ladies have a masculine hairstyle.
Sexist. I love his speech mannerism.
$255.80. I think that would have worked just as well, but I don't really have a problem with the life support thing. I mean, it's just a line to justify why Quark and Odo are in the same place. It doesn't really bother me. Odo, buddy. Doesn't anybody want the top bunk? I would totally take the top bunk.
No, no sequence 77.
Uh-huh.
25580, I don't know because I don't really remember anything except they're like, oh, the founders.
The founders are a race of Ray Krocs, and they have founded McDonald's all across the Gamma Quadrant. You sure told me.
I didn't actually, but whatever.
That was good. That was good.
Ritter says he wants to stay.
Can you come up and get Odo? He won't shut up about the Amamawama Nebula or whatever the hell it is. Yeah. Let's decloak for exactly 6 seconds. Don't give the transporter operator any margin for error.
No, of course. They're going to be around when you want to bring them back.
Chris, yeah, they dropped the Romulan Defiant gimmick real quick. I think she's only in this first first two-parter.
See, here's the thing. They did not learn from Prince Humperdinck.
What should they have learned from Prince Humperdinck?
Always think everything is a trap. That way you'll be still alive.
That's good advice. $255, yeah, I haven't actually seen it yet. But it's Michael Keaton, so I assume I'll like it at least a little bit.
One of those things.
Rich, the tone of Picard doesn't bother me. That's not one of my problems with it at all. The tone is fine.
Sure we can.
We can and we should. Let's do that. Those are not expendable crew members. They're main credits regulars.
What?
Oh, Bashir's not happy about that.
Grumpy, grumpy. See, they look purple again. It doesn't look like warm lighting.
I do think they look more purplish starting in this season than they were in the previous 2 seasons, for sure.
Oh, God.
And remind him that he asked to come along. Look at this meme, Major. I've been fascinated by it for hours. You know, that place I haven't shut up about since I first heard about it?
Um, Caitlin, I think it's the way that the lighting on their teeth and the scleras of their eyes. There's a bluish tint in both.
He's getting fussy. Save the techno babble for later.
Wait, what were the founders again?
The founders are the leaders of the founders are the leaders of the Dominion. We don't actually know who they are yet.
Okay. Don't care. I really don't care. They're the leaders of the Dominion. Don't care.
Winged worm? Apparently not, because Odo needs a ship. No, he's not. He's right there. You just were touching his corpse. Oh, yeah. Yeah, take that, Jem'Hadar scum.
Well, how he's the doctor. How does he know what evasive pattern Delta 5 is? Did I miss that?
He took a course at the learning annex.
That's what I was thinking. Okay.
Yeah, you know.
These extended interests. He's always been a well-rounded sort of Renaissance man.
Absolutely, he is. He is a Renaissance man for sure. Well, and also the other thing about Bashir knowing how to do that is that in Star Trek, everybody can fly the ship.
Oh, maybe it's a macro. You're like,
Yes.
okay, the delta macro is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Da-da-da!
Exactly.
It just goes, 5 deltas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
The Jem'Hadar might be tough, but they can't kick Cisco's ass. That's the right, baby. Yeah. Who else wants some?
Punch him. There we go. Oh, the female character's down.
Yeah. Well, don't get used to her anyway.
Vitakus,
what plot?
The two-fist hit.
Yes, the double axe handle. Vitakus, what plot hole are you calling? I'd be interested to know. I'll give you 3 guesses where we're going. Kemp, exactly. They ain't fucking with Hawk.
Excuse you.
What about Kira and Odo in that scene, Vitakus? I need more specifics. What about Kira and Odo in that scene is a plot hole? Evasive maneuver Macarena. Exactly. I didn't say you were conscious. I said you didn't object. A rogue Class M planet. Not a plot hole, but perhaps a science hole.
Why is it Class M anyway?
I'm not sure why they picked M at the time. They tried to kind of explain it after the fact in Enterprise by saying that it was derived from a Vulcan term, but since the original series, I'm pretty sure they would call like Earth-like planets Class M planets. I'm not sure where that came from.
It's your cousins.
Welcome to Us Lake, the lake made of us. JG explains it. M is for Earth, of course. Dun, dun, dun. To be continued. Yes, man. Welcome to the Great Bucket. I like it. So there we go. That's the end of part 1 of The Search. The thrilling season premiere of season 3 of Deep Space Nine. So I judging by your facials, Dana, I'm going to guess that you did not find it all that thrilling. Tell me what you're thinking about the episode right now. Yeah. M is for meh in terms of your opinion of the episode.
It was okay.
Yeah. I agree with you. I mean, other than the introduction of the Defiant, I wouldn't I wouldn't consider this like, one of the classic must-see episodes of the series. Like if it wasn't the season premiere and the intro of the Defiant, I probably would have been comfortable skipping it in our watch along, but it's important for plot reasons and such, And it also introduces Eddington, who becomes an important character later on. He doesn't really do anything in this episode, but
which one's Eddington?
He was the new guy who Odo got mad at. The guy who I said had the upsetting hairline.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The guy who was there to make friends.
Yes,
yeah, he becomes an important character eventually. So this is his first appearance.
It's there. It's nice. I don't have any idea, and I don't care. 255 AD. I've answered that several times. That is what I think. No idea. Don't care.
Viticus. So the plot hole you're talking about is the fact that the Jem'Hadar were beating up Odo. Yeah. I don't want to explain why that's a plot hole because Dana doesn't know yet, so I won't say why it's a plot hole. But it doesn't. I mean, plot holes like that don't really bother me. Like I take that as probably a consequence of the fact that they were making it up as they went along, and the reason that the Jem'Hadar would not harm Odo was something they came up with later. So I mean, yes, I guess technically it's a plot hole, but I mean it's a TV series, and they don't have every single episode plotted out ahead of time. So that kind of thing doesn't really bother me. It doesn't bother me at all, actually.
Caitlin, that's really interesting, and I like that. That's pretty cool.
Oh, interesting. I never knew that.
So
it's a reference. Yeah, I mean, I know about star classifications, but I didn't know that the planetary classifications were, I mean, yeah, stars are classified by letter.
Wait. No, Caitlin, that doesn't make sense. Because M is the 13th letter. So if we're going by letters, then I mean, I guess it's like star. M is Earth.
Sarah, I promise. Actually, Sarah, I looked at your.
Sarah, that is very great.
I'm going to be scared of you. You're like that tall. I looked at your email that you sent me, and we're pretty much on the same lines as far as which episodes to watch and which episodes to skip. So I can't promise I will follow your instructions exactly, but I think I will follow them for the most part because
I can promise that he won't follow your instructions exactly.
Because we have already talked about it. There are a couple of points where there's episodes that we're either going to skip or watch that, aren't like exactly in the email, but.
So that's Oba Ferkmans. Oba,
yeah.
Oba Figmerns.
Roy G. Biv.
No, Oba Figmerns. That's so much more fun to say.
Okay, so listen. Let's not get too carried away here because you seem like you're kind of getting drowsy. You might want to end the stream pretty soon.
Probably good. Oh, yeah.
But we still have a Wordle game to play.
We have the Wordle to do for today. Yes.
Just in case you missed last week.
Oh God.
Just in case you missed last week, we've decided that a regular feature of our Wednesday streams will be after we watch the episode, whether it's Deep Space Nine or Hilda, we will play the day's Wordle.
Oh God, what if I screw it up and I don't get it? What if I don't get it, Steve? I'm sleepy.
Dana will only be operating on what I tell her. She will not be actually looking at the screen to watch the Wordle game. She will only be going by my description. So shall we do this?
Yes, but we have some questions that I'm going to go for. Okay. Chris Kringle, letter code for planets that are alive and want to eat you. Obviously A for Australia.
Naturally. Yes, naturally.
Literally, naturally. Pedro has asked this a couple times. Are the Founders the same species the Enterprise meets with the Romulans, Klingons, Cardassians? Those who said they are the origin. I hope you're. Yeah, he's added you in
No.
that one. I don't
Yeah.
know what he means.
No, they are different. Although Salome Jens plays that character and also plays the lead founder. So same actors playing the character, but no, they are different. They're not the same people or the same species.
Okay, let's go.
Ready to
My
play some
first word
Wordle?
is stare. Yeah.
Stare. All right, here we go.
And that's for those of you who weren't here last week or who didn't watch the video, it's stare.
Yes. And stare gives you an A and an R, but in the wrong places.
Okay.
So no S, no T, and no E.
I think go with lions again.
Well, there's an A and an R.
Yeah, I know, but I'll worry about them in 3.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you're just going to see if okay. So lions.
Mm-hmm.
There's an O,
Okay.
but in the wrong position. So now we know that there is an O, an A, and an R in there somewhere.
Try droid. Wait, do I have a D before?
There needs to be an A.
Oh, wait.
Or are you just trying to suss out some more letters?
No.
No, and you can use a D. Yeah, you haven't used a D yet.
Stop. Which were my letters again?
A, R, and O. There's an A and an R and an O. Those are the only ones.
Okay, I was I had the I instead of the A. Okay.
Ah, yeah, no, then an O, an A and an O and an R. Yeah.
Okay. Oh gosh, now I need to. They're not in the right places. Okay, so the first one was stare, and they weren't in the right places. STA. Okay. The second one is LIONS.
Yes.
And the O was not in the right place.
The O is in there, but not in the right place. Exactly.
Damn it. So it's not broad.
That's right. It can't be broad. That's what I was thinking too, but you're right. That doesn't work.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, it can't be hoary and it can't be cobra because the R was in the wrong place for stare.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's true. Yeah, the R has to be in a
and it can't be parrot because PAROT because there's no T.
Right.
Thank you, Dramador. Oh man. Okay.
Andrew, because it tells me it's in the wrong place because it's yellow. It's in the wrong place.
Okay. Oh man, it's hard without seeing things. And it's A and O or the
yeah, A and O are the vowels. Yeah.
So far.
Yeah.
Andrew, I am right there with you, sweetheart. No. Shoot, what was that? Wait. What about moral? M-O-R-A-L.
Well, there's no L because we're from
There's
Lions.
no L. That's right, Lions.
But we could try it just to see if we get any more letter positions.
I'd rather have more letters. Hang on.
Okay.
And I already had N for Lions too. Yeah, this can't be very interesting for people. I'm sorry, folks. It's gotta be boring as I'm just. But it could be Moray, M-O-R-A-Y.
Do you want to try that?
And yeah, nope. I'm with David C. Drake. Major sounds more promising.
Major.
Yeah.
Okay. M-A-J-O-R. Major. A in the right place, but that's it.
Ugh.
So the A is the second letter. The O and the R are still in the wrong place.
Oh, Lord. No, because the A's in the right place, although you probably typed that in before we found it. So L-I-O is not in the middle. And it's not, so the O is not.
The O is not 3 or 4.
Okay.
And we know that the R is not 4 or 5.
Okay. Oh, well, it can't be orange.
No, it can't be orange no matter what.
Why is O the last letter?
I mean, it could be, but O is either the first or the last letter.
Yeah.
Because the A is the second letter.
I need to get Mastermind. I remember liking that. We don't have it. Why would it start OA? Okada. David C. Drake suggested cargo, which would work. I think
cargo.
Parvo would work as well, but I think cargo is a more common. Hang on.
Okay.
Wait. No. Oh. I am so sorry, Sarah. It's not gripping content. Yeah, Kemp. Oasis definitely works, but no S. Kemp.
That's I know I either.
Yep, from Lions.
I think I would try cargo.
I'm thinking cargo. Let's go for that.
You want to try cargo?
Yeah, sequence 77 is throwing me off, but I shouldn't. Okay. It's weird because now I'm getting distracted by the chat, and then I'm like, wait, crap, thinking back about the Wordle, and I'm like, wait, what letters do we have? How many tries have we had? Go for cargo. Oh, I don't like this.
Okay, cargo.
I know. Go for it. Oh God.
It's cargo.
Oh, okay.
You got it.
Oh no, I didn't.
Well, we got it. Thanks for everybody in the chat.
Everybody. We did it together. We
yes,
did it.
It was cargo. There you go. 2 for 2.
Sequence 77. I was like,
oh, Trek reluctantly.
It's obviously it's not under, and it's not cover.
Right, because no E.
Because I was like, the man down under, better run, better take cover. Cover's 5 letters. COVER.
Is that your method? You sing
no, it
Men at Work songs?
No, Sequence 77 said, I got this 1 and 3 today. It helps that I was listening to the Man at Work. And so that started going through my head.
I gotcha.
And I was just like,
Drama dork. Yes. You that was the key. Your psychic message came through.
Yes. Oh, thank you, everybody. Oh, okay. So no, I was just going through the lyrics to like the only Men at Work song that I know.
The only Men at Work song that anyone in this country knows.
Sorry.
I mean, no, all due respect to Men at Work. I'm sure they have a very impressive filmography beyond that one hit. But here in the United States, we know basically that's it.
No, honey, no, Sweetums. Discography.
Yes.
Yes.
Whatever. A body
Precision matters, Stephen.
Body of work.
Because
they're Men at Work. Oh.
Have you ever done Treckle?
I've never even heard of it until this moment. Although it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me that somebody would have come up with a Star Trek variant of Wordle. But yes,
maybe it is a Trek trivia game version.
Oh, and I could make a video about that. Yeah.
Let's see. So Radical Beta Rose. Oh, so was that the 6th? Was that the last one?
What, the last guess?
Yeah.
Oh no, that was the 4th. We got it in 4.
That was 4.
Yeah.
The one that
which is the same as last week too, when we played on the show.
Okay.
We got it in the 4th one too. So
somebody asked if the Saturday 6 was this weekend. No, it was last weekend, which means it won't be this weekend and it will be next weekend. Indeed. On the other hand, as we're winding down, let us not forget that there is a live stream this weekend.
There is.
Mm-hmm. On Sunday.
Oh yeah, that's my patron hangout. That is this Sunday, isn't it?
Yes, Steve.
Yeah, you're right. It is this Sunday. Yes, my patron hangout is this Sunday at noon, starting at noon Eastern. Yes, indeed.
I might have had some help with that.
I would have thought of it
eventually. Yeah, you remember things. That is not my way.
Remembering things is not my way. Yes. So anyway, yeah, you want to start wrapping up?
Yes, let's.
She says with palpable relief in her voice. Yes. So as we wrap up, let's not forget about the charity links linked in the description, charitylinks.page. If you want to help out some friends of ours who need a helping hand, please consider doing so. You can find them through that link. Also, don't forget to check out Dana's YouTube channel, youtube.com/Dana Caldares. Watch her videos.
I have one that went up yesterday, and I have another one going up tomorrow because I won't be there. I was like, I need to. I'm gonna be out. I've got to have the lesson ready. I'm like, they have stuff to learn. They haven't figured this out yet. So tomorrow's lesson. What is tomorrow? What is tomorrow's lesson?
Is that the proofreading one?
Yes, it is. So.
Yes. So watch Dana's videos, leave her comments, and don't forget, Dana, you also have a Patreon, patreon.com/Dana
Yes, I have a Patreon now. Yes.
And one of the that's the big drawing card is that you cuss. And one of the members only features is you put up a podcast that we just recorded the new episode of today. So that'll be up in the next couple of days. Also, don't forget patreon.com/Steve Shives if you want to support my channel, or just click the join button. And yeah, we will be back next week for another Trek Reluctantly. It'll be Hilda week, so we will be watching season 2, chapter 6 of Hilda.
Yes, and as Andrew says, don't forget to like and subscribe. Click the button and ding the bell.
Yes, or ding the button and click the bell.
Whatever dings your
butter. Whatever melts your butter. Anyway, we're watching season 2, chapter 6 of Hilda, The Old Bells of Trollberg next week. So, and then we'll be back the week after that.
Bacon. Bless. Capitalism is killing the world, and our friends need it to be overthrown.
I'm sure some random geek appreciates that.
Oh, so glad that he
Andrew, that's
very
awesome.
Fine hat on his hospital login ID.
I still have my very fine hat here.
Oh, let's see it.
It's
gotta
there.
Show it off. Is. You can put it on over your.
There it is.
Oh, you gotta switch hats.
Yeah, see, Dana can't see this because she's just watching me on the Zoom, but everybody watching on the live stream, you can see my very fine hat cocked jauntily to the side. But
actually, you're like a washing machine, Radical Bacon. Agitate.
It's my very fine hat that you can have one, not just like it, but a custom.
You could have one just like it.
Well, I guess you could.
You could make requested a hat that said, send me a hat that looks like Steve's.
You could make it easy on Dana and just say, I want the exact same hat. And she could be just like, I got that covered.
Oh, golly. I would hope I got that covered. I might have to say, Steve, can you send me?
Can you send me that file?
I knew that. I can't. I lost it. I don't remember what I did with it. Oh God. Yes. Well, yes, it is. But also, hats are just nice. If you have the chance, watch Miss Fisher's Murder Mysteries, because hats, y'all. Hats. Actually, maybe I should start wearing a hat.
I think you should wear a hat like mine. You should wear a baseball cap.
No, you're wearing a baseball cap. We already have the baseball cap.
But in the real world, outside of the world of very fine hats and such, in the real world that we live in, baseball caps are the only acceptable hats.
No. Very fine hats are always a good idea.
Okay. Well, we will.
Now, Vilcata, okay, there's some judgment here. Is it a fedora or is it a trilby? Because let me tell you.
Oh, there's a
difference. People say fedora. There's such a difference. Like the angle of the crown is not the same. And also the brim is not the same.
So if you are Thomas Jane's character from The Expanse, I think you're allowed to wear a trilby.
I don't know who that is, and I really don't care.
Okay, well, that's fine. I've been watching The Expanse, by the way, everybody. It's really good. But, yeah. Thomas Jane wears a trilby. At least I think it's a trilby. And when he's in,
so it's a like a pillbox, Caitlin? I'm trying to... Rose's hat in Titanic. I can't picture that one, Radical Bacon.
Oh, the big wide thing that she wears, like when she first gets on the ship?
She said, no, Caitlin said one that, although we might have been talking about two different ones. So Caitlin might not have been talking about Rose's. But I think that's the one I figured Caitlin was talking about. Winged Worm, Steve asked, did you ask for a bowl, or did I just tell you could have one?
You remember? I left it completely up to you.
Okay. Yeah. Then
I gave you total creative freedom. I said, just make me a very fine hat.
I can do round. So if you remind me, I will have a hat for next week's stream. I'm not going to promise to remember anything.
I will make an effort to remind you. And I'm sure the hat you wear, if you choose to wear one, will be very fine. Caitlin, yes, this is my first time watching it. Yes, and I just started season 5, so I'm almost through But I think today I watched. Actually, I think I'm halfway through season 5. My next episode is episode 6 of season 5, so I'm pretty far into it at this point. But yeah, I like it. It's a good show. I like it a lot. So anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. I will see you on Sunday for the patron and members stream, and Dana and I will see you back here next week.
Next Wednesday.
Yes, next
It'll
Wednesday.
Be 1 week till we see. Well, actually, no, it won't, because I'll see you on Sunday too.
But when we come back to do this, it'll be 1 week.
Now, I will say I've also been invited to be on
Social Justice Alchemy, haven't you?
Yes. I was like, what's the thing? See, you remember things. I don't remember things. I hope I get reminded. I'll
You don't even remember things that people specifically invite you to.
I remember that I was asked to do a thing.
Yes.
And I don't have the link yet, so I don't need to remember where it is.
Yeah. Andrew, I wasn't like totally bored by it, but it did take a little bit for it to
grab you.
To grab me. Yeah. I was kind of like, oh, I'll watch it because people say it's good. And eventually it grabbed me, but it did not grab me like right away. So I can relate to that. Anyway, that's it, everybody. Thank you all so much for joining us. Thanks for watching. Take care.
Not all. Thanks for putting up with my reluctance. I think I'll appreciate it more once I have more context. But I'm just like, okay, they're fighting. I realize it's a big enemy and we're supposed to be scared. Don't really care. Sorry.
No need to apologize. That's the whole point of the show. You decided to call it Trek reluctantly, and you named it.
I am living up to his name.
You named it well. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Good night.
Bye, everybody.